Hi everybody and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig and today I'm really excited to bring you from Simply Made Crafts by designer Helen Griffin, the Pretty Pots die set, the Ultimate Orchid and Leaf die set, and the Gable Box Floral panel die set. Debbie and I made some really fun projects to show you, so come play with us. So this is a beautiful orchid in a pot that my friend Debbie made. She used both the Pretty Pots die set as well as the Ultimate Orchid and Leaf die set. You can see that she put it together beautifully, and let me show you how. So we're going to start with how to use the Pretty Pots die set and then kind of work into the orchids. So I also wanted to show you this beautiful little lantern that she made, and it's got a little battery operated light in there, and I don't think you can see it because of our lights are so shiny in here, but it glows beautifully. It looks so pretty sitting on a mantle. Or you can also use the box to make just a cute little storage box like this, where we've doubled them up. And remember the cute little pot that we used here. So let's start with how to make just the basic pot shape like this. And let me show you the pieces that you're going to get here. This is 9 dies. Move that out of the way. All right, look at all those goodies. All right, so what we're going to do to make just the plain pot size is you want to cut 2 from this shape. I'm just going to I just cut them from white cardstock. And then I took one of them and I trimmed away 1, 2, 3 of the triangles. You can see that. 3 triangles, trim those away, okay? So it started off like this. Cut those away, we're not going to use those anymore, right? Then we're going to glue overlapping 2 pieces. Oops, got my little. I'm just going to use my Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, which we love for paper crafting. We're going to overlap those. They've got these little flaps at the bottom that I've folded. These already have the die lines on them for folding, but I went ahead and went back and forth and just folded all of them like this, right? Now you have this shape. Now there's 2 sizes here in this shape, okay? And one is slightly bigger than the other. The larger one you could use to make a lid, and then it will make the pot slightly larger. For this one that Debbie used, once she die cut it from here, then she put the pretty patterned one over that and cut it again, and that's what gave her this beautiful pattern. And then of course she backed it in vellum. All right, so we've got all of our pieces here. This is just going to be making the basic pot shape. And you want to take a little bit of glue and put it along each of these bottom flaps. Okay. There's also a flap here on this far edge. We're going to be utilizing that. Okay, now we're just going to be gluing these flaps along each one of the hexagon. Probably better if I put it down on the ground here, on the table. And I'm gluing around, and as I'm tucking that little flap under the shape, pressing. So I want to make that stick. All right, so now we've got our basic shape, and I'm just putting a little glue right there on that flap, which I want to tuck on the inside, and I put glue on the wrong side. You want to put glue on the outside of the flap so that you can tuck it inside, just like this, so you won't have that flap showing on the outside. All right, so there we've got our basic shape of our box. So now I'm going to show you how to make the box with the pretty pattern on it. So once again, I cut from just using this pattern here, using white cardstock. And then once I had cut all of this, I'm going to take this pretty patterned triangle and I'm going to place it here and run it through my machine for each time, okay? And then I'm also going to need this plain little triangle. And my pot's going to be white, hers was black, but I am using silver linen triangles. So I cut this out of silver linen specialist paper. Getting all these supplies at paperwishes.com. Excuse me. And then I cut a square using this one. So that's going to be my base. So I only need one of these little guys, one of these strips, and I'm folding the flaps, and then we're folding these flaps, and we're just going to imagine that I've cut all of these all the way across like this one. So I've got it all cut with my pretty patterns in it. It's all folded and it's ready to go. So I'm putting glue on that bottom edge. I thought these would be really cute for shower favors, little gifts for jewelry and things like that. Don't strictly have to use it for a pot. My daughter loves, excuse me, I need a drink. Water. My daughter loves little containers, and so I'm going to make some of these in different colors for her to set on her desk for her paper clips and her earrings and things like that. All right, so I've got that all put together. Once again, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that flap. I'm going to put it on the outside of that flap, tuck it behind so it doesn't show. All right, there you go. And then I'm going to take these little silver guys, put a little bit of glue on the edge, not much, and we're going to glue these to the back of each one of those. Okay, that way we're starting to get that silver. So I'm not going to finish that just for time's sake. All right, so the next thing is I've got this block of floral foam that I got at my local dollar store, and I've also got some Spanish moss, also from the dollar store. So I'm going to cut my foam to this little square. Don't need much. Use my hot glue gun. Really put quite a bit of glue on that because I really want to anchor it down. And this is going to go right inside this little pot. Okay, and then I'm going to cover the top of that with more hot glue. This part gets a little tricky because you're going to glue your moss in and you've got hot glue there, so just be very careful. And then I just went outside and found my stick. We live in Oregon and we have plenty of sticks, so we're going to just take that, push that into the foam. Woo! And then I could even put a little bit of glue on the stick before I shoved it in there, and that way it really anchors it, okay? And then I'm going to start building my beautiful orchid. All right, so let's move all of these aside and talk orchids. All right, so for the orchids, got these also 5 dies. And the orchids and leaves are really easy to do. We found that it's nice to have a couple of tools. Here we go. So we've got, these are wonderful flower shaping tools, ball tools from Crafter's Companion, and they're really just giant styluses, okay? And the balls, first when I saw these, and I'm like, you know, how can these be that useful? They're so large there, but I use them every single day. So here are all the little shapes. These were cut out of just pink cardstock and green cardstock from pastel cardstock that you can get at Paper Wishes. We use that one a lot. And then Debbie inked her edges with Harmony Water Reactive Plum Jam. And she didn't use it for its water reactive properties. She just liked the color. And we're going to use our set of 3 blending tools, which are just our go-to tool. I'm going to blot a little bit here. Okay, blot it here. Then we're going to take our, we're going to take one petal here from our orchid. Here we go. And color that. And we're going to color both sides because these are going to get cupped when we are shaping them into a cup shape, and you will see both sides of them when they're on your plant. Okay. And then I just like to use a baby wipe to clean my brushes. And then later, when I'm not filming, I will just use soap and water to wash these off. All right. So now we're going to take all of our little shapes here, 1, 2, and 3 for the center. Just going to use one of the largest ball tools. We're just going to be doing this kind of stirring motion. And you can see it's already starting to curve, curl, and cup. There we go. And this little center stamen piece right there. And then we're going to glue them. A little bit of paper glue. See, Debbie did hers like this. And then just glued that right there. Oops. And this little piece, this little stamen piece, goes right in the center. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to glue this to the tree butt, or the flower stem. I'm going to use a little hot glue right there. As you can see, that's going to be seen from all sides. Right. Very easy to do. And then the leaves, just take those and we're going to turn them so that it has the seam side down. And just doing that stirring motion right around those edges to get them to curl. Just like that. And those are just going to get glued right in there like that, right? All right, so now we're going to look at the panels. There we go. All right, so this panel, the Gable Box Floral Panel die set. This is originally meant to go with the Gable Box die set. So if you have that at home or you want to get one, they decorate the outside of the Gable Box. But we also found they make wonderful backgrounds for cards. Here we go. So here's this beautiful white on white card. So I took this panel and I just glued it right over the card like this. It was really helpful to use sticky specs. I forgot to grab some. Sticky specs, if you're not familiar with that, they're just really great product. You get like 4 great big sheets and they're covered with thousands of little dots of glue. You put this down on it and then you just run your hands over the top sheet and then you can just peel it off and you've made your own sticker. So that way you don't have to put glue on each one of these little backgrounds. And then I just laid it right here on the top so that the outline piece here at the top and the bottom was extending off, and then I just trimmed those off. I should show you the pieces that you get. Oh, here we go. So you get 6 pieces, and if you want it to look like this and have this border, you use the inner piece here, the inside piece here, and then this outer cutting die here. And then if you do that, you'll get this exact piece. And if you do this piece here, where it's just cut from a whole piece of cardstock, you don't use this outer piece. You just put it like this, and there's nothing around this edge that will cut out that rectangle shape. So you just get the inside decoration. All right, so back to my card. I also used these flowers, which have lots of dimension. These are from 49 and Market, Sugar Posies, and the color is Fluff. And then I also used from Hot Off the Press these script greeting dazzles, and I just put this little tag, which I just made out of a strip of paper, and I just foam taped that over the top edge. So really easy to do. Let me show you one more use for these great shapes. On June 23rd, you'll see we have a vlog on how to make this wonderful geometric terrarium, also from Simply Made Crafts. I encourage you to check that out if you missed that one. So we made this terrarium, and I wanted to show you how the designer, Helen Griffin, used this particular panel to make these panels for the terrarium. You can actually use these panels to have a different sort of decorative window for your terrarium. And she would just put them like that when she's gluing them together. Isn't that amazing? Or even just having the bottom panels like that and the top ones clear. So I want to reference you to that vlog for the June 23rd, and you can find that if you just look over, if you're watching us on our vlog page, you can just look over to the right and there is an archive. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I'll make sure to put the link to that on there. So anyway, it's just really a beautiful little touch there. So you guys, we've got a great money saver on all of these dies. Go. So I would really encourage you to check that out. If you're watching us on our vlog page, the money saver is directly below. Or excuse me, if you're watching us on our webisode page, just look to the right, and you can also, if you're watching us on YouTube, look in the description box below for links. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.